everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. In today's video I have a Modelones acrylic design to share with you all. Now I wasn't really sure what to do with this set. I knew I wanted to use that berry glittery colour that's on the little finger and the ring finger, so I kind of just winged it and had a little bit of fun doing a set of nails. So I really hope you enjoy the video. Now all of the acrylics I'm using today are from Modelones. All these little pots are from different collections, so I'm going to try and find the names or the numbers out for each colour and leave them in the description box below. If not, I'll leave the collection they're from in the description box below, because I'm not 100% sure if the colours are available individually. For example, for this particular colour it comes as a collection, so I'm not 100% sure if you can get it on its own, which is a shame if you can't, because it's such a gorgeous nude. I wanted to use a more creamy caramel nude in this particular set, and this one suited what I had in mind perfectly. So what I'm going to be doing on this nail is an extended nail bed to begin with. So as you can see, I've placed my bead of acrylic down and I'm just using my brush to create the shape of my smile line. Now I'm working with the Modelones slower setting monomer, so I did find it a little bit tricky to do a smile line with this because it sets up a lot slower, so you've got to really play around with the bead to keep it in place whilst it's setting, if that makes sense. Usually I would use a faster setting monomer so it sets up a lot quicker, and I find that I can then mold that bead of acrylic into the shape I want it to be a lot quicker. But I don't have the Modelones faster setting monomer, so I just had to make do with the slower setting one. Anyway, I've now placed down my cuticle bead, so I've tapped that up into place at the cuticle area, and then I'm just pulling it down over the previous bead of acrylic, trying to make sure that my nail bed is completely covered. This was a little bit on the small side, the bead, sorry, was on the small side, so I did just pat it out as best as I could, and then I decided to come in with another bead of acrylic just to build that up a little bit more, because I'm not going to be encapsulating this section of the nail, so I want to make sure I've built up enough thickness for my strength and structure. Then again, I'm just always cleaning up that smile line, getting it as neat as I can. Then I'm going to leave that nail to fully set, and I will come back in further along and file it crisp before finishing off the tip. So I'm going to move on to the pointer finger. Now on the pointer finger I'm doing a full nude nail. And I'm just starting off by applying a thin layer of this colour, not necessarily a layer where I'm just painting the colour on. I'm just not using a lot of product to build up the thickness of the nail. I'm going to encapsulate this now in clear acrylic, so I thought I would just pop down a thin layer of the colour. So as you can see, I place my bead down, I'm blending out the back of the bead, and then I'm just pulling that bead down. Now I do find that the Modelones acrylics have a more wetter consistency, so I do find them at times certain colours can be a little bit tricky. This one in particular I felt as though it was a little bit sticky, so I'm not sure if maybe I needed to work with it a little bit drier, but I did find at times if I worked with it a little bit drier it was hard to manipulate into place. I do just think they have a more wet consistency, where I'm used to working with more drier consistency brands. That is usually my preference. But they are beautiful colours, so I kind of just wanted to work with it and make the colour work for me. And that is another reason why I decided I would just do a thin layer and encapsulate with their clear, because I do find their clear super easy to work with. Now the next colour I'm going to be using is this gorgeous colour, which is from a recent collection that I just swatched on my channel. So this is from the I See the Light collection, and these particular colours look different under bright lights compared to how they look under natural light. So here under my bright ring light they look a lot more glittery, but if you're wearing them in natural daylight the glitter looks a lot more subtle. So it's a really fun collection. If you haven't already checked out the swatch video then please do. And to begin with on this nail, I just wanted a full colour nail of this beautiful glitter. I'm going to pop down some glitter dots at the tip of the nail, but I wanted the bulk of this nail to be this gorgeous berry colour, because just look how beautiful it is. Now I did want to add some chunky glitters into this mix, so I went for the Charlie's Nail Art Spellbound, because this glitter mix does have some berry tones in it. As you can see it's got a lot of teal and black there as well, so I just kind of winged it and went for this one. I think maybe a glitter with more of just the berry colours would have worked a little bit better, but I did quite like how these turned out, and I did also think they would be a nice set of nails if you wanted some Halloween colours without being a full-on Halloween set of nails. So I've picked up the glitter dots using a teeny tiny bead of the Modelones clear acrylic, and then I'm just placing them down on the nail. Now I'm focusing a lot of these on the very tip of the nail, so I'm just keeping my brush quite wet, moving those glitter dots around, and then I'm fading them back as we get down to that nail bed cuticle area. I don't want to completely cover the nail bed or the cuticle area. I just want them to fade out softly. So I'm removing any that are not going where I want them to go. I can't get my words out today. I've got a bit of a cold as well, which is really annoying. Now once I'm happy with that now, I'm going to leave it to set and I will encapsulate it further along. So we're going to move on to the little finger. Now on the little finger, I'm going to be using the Modelones black acrylic. Now black acrylic, any black acrylic is usually very highly pigmented, so you do need to be really careful with your application, because if you get any on the skin or the cuticles, even if you remove it, it does usually stain. So when I'm working with a black acrylic, I like to start off with quite a small bead of acrylic. And as you can see, I've placed that down just away from the cuticle area, tapped it up into place at the cuticle area, and I'm doing my best to use my brush as a barrier between the acrylic and the skin, just so that none of that black acrylic touches around the cuticle or the skin area. And then because I only used a small bead and I've painted it on quite thinly, it does look a little bit opaque. So I've come in with, it does look a little bit sheer. So I've come in with another bead just to build the colour up a little bit more and to make it look a little bit more opaque. Then I'm going to leave that black to set because I want to pop down that berry glitter colour over the top, but I want to leave the black to set so the two colours don't run and mush together. So I've jumped back to the middle finger. Now off camera I did file my smile line crisp. I didn't have too much filing to do because I'd got the shape as best as I could with my brush, so I just had to sharpen it up a little bit with my file. And then I'm coming in with that same black acrylic and placing it down on the free edge of the nail. Now I want this acrylic to get right down into those wings, because we're going to be applying the glitter dots at the tip of the nail, but I'm not going to be taking them down into the wings of the sidewalls of that smile line. So I want to make sure I really get that black acrylic down there. And because, like I said, it's really highly pigmented and you don't want to get any black on the skin, I'm just doing this with really small beads of acrylic. Now, the application here does look super messy, but it doesn't matter if you're getting any of that black acrylic on your extended nail bed, because it will all be filed off and you'll reveal that nice smile line you have created further along. So don't stress too much if you do get any of your tip coloured acrylic onto that extended nail bed. Then what I've done is I've picked up a small bead of clear acrylic and a few of those glitter dots, and I'm just placing them down at the tip of the nail. I'm going to fade them back slightly. I don't want to fully cover the tip with the glitter dots because they are quite chunky, so you are going to still see some of the black through them anyway. I just want them to fade down slightly. They were a little bit too chunky to take right down into the wings of the nail, so I'm mainly focusing on fading them back on the very tip of the nail. I'm making sure that they're lying as flat as possible, so that's why you will see I'm moving them around, patting them down as best as I can, because you don't want any of those chunky pieces to be sticking up, because you have got to encapsulate them. So then I've jumped back to the little finger and I'm coming back in with that beautiful berry glitter colour. I've placed that down at the tip of the nail and I'm just fading it back. Now these particular colours from the I See the Light collection, they create glitter fades so easy due to the fine glitters that are in them. So as you can see, I'm having to do pretty much minimal work with that bead of acrylic. I'm just placing it down at the tip of the nail and then gently fading it back, and it faded back into the black beautifully. So this is what the nails looked like once I'd finished all of the design work. Off camera, I then encapsulated all of the nails in clear acrylic. I only had to encapsulate the tip on the French nail. And then again, off camera, I've done all of the filing to remove any bulky excess acrylic and to shape the nails. I then did also give them a quick buff. And then I want to apply some foils to the pointer finger. So I'm using this gorgeous foil from Charlie's Nail Art. Off the top of my head, I don't know what this one is called, but I will leave a link in the description box below. And I do also have a discount code for Charlie's Nail Art, which I will also leave down below for you guys as well. And I'm going to be applying my foils using the Kiki London foil gel. I'm really loving this foil gel. You will see soon how well it works. I do also create videos for the Kiki London channel, so do check that out if you haven't already. Now on to the foil now, I'm going to be applying the foil to the entire nail. So I'm making sure to apply my foil gel to the entire nail. And then I'm popping that in to cure in my LED lamp for 30 seconds. Then once that's come out of the lamp, I'm going to immediately press down my foil. So I've lined it up roughly where I want it to go. And then I'm just working from the center outwards, really pressing that down and adhering it on to the foil gel. I like to start off doing this with my thumb and finger just to make sure it's made good contact. And then I come in with the Kiki London silicone tool and I use that just to get out any creases that might be in the foil and to really work it in around the cuticle area. Then I'm going to slowly peel back that foil, and as you can see, it has transferred absolutely beautifully. I really love this nail. It ended up being the easiest nail to do, but my favourite nail in the set. And now that that's finished, it's time to come in and top coat. So I'm going to be top coating all of the nails using the Modelones No Wipe top coat. Now this particular top coat is slightly thicker, which I do love. I do quite like a slightly thicker top coat, especially when I'm top coating over things like foils or stamping or water decals. But what I like to do is just really work it into the nail so that you still get a nice thin layer down. You don't want to end up with a bulky looking nail because it can ruin the look of your shape. So you'll see that I apply it and then I sometimes will just come over it a few times just to really smooth it out and to make sure that there's not a too thick layer. And then once I've finished applying the top coat, I'm going to pop this in to cure in my LED lamp for 60 seconds. Now some of these products I might not have links for, but I'll do my best to leave links in the description box below to all of the websites. So if you can't find the exact colour I've used, hopefully you can find one that's similar. I really hope you all enjoyed today's video. I'm going to hopefully have a few more videos up. I know I haven't been uploading to my channel as regular as what I used to, but life has just been crazy busy with other things and I haven't had a chance to. But I really love autumn nails and Christmas nails, so I'm really hoping that I can set some time aside to get more of those videos up. So if you do have any requests, please do pop them in the comments below. I also just wanted to take a moment to check in with you all and see how you're all doing. I hope you're all doing okay and keeping safe and well. So let me know in the comments below how you all are, as I have missed talking to a lot of yous. I know a lot of yous I also have on Instagram, so I do talk to a lot of yous on Instagram as well, but it's nice to just check in here. So anyway guys, this is what the finished result looked like. Thank you all so much for watching. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.